Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Partner Luncheon. We have this Partner Luncheon on an annual basis during homecoming as a small way to say thank you to our donors who are partners. Our partners are committed to giving $1,000 or more every year, and so we have a small program and a lunch just as a way to say thank you to our very committed supporters. And this year, we are welcoming even more guests. In addition to our partners, we have inauguration guests, special guests of Mark, his family and friends, and we're so glad you're here. As well, we have Athletic Hall of Fame inductees and their families. So we have a special group here, and we've also welcomed the presidents of our sister colleges, EMU, Goshen, Bluffton, Bethel, are all here, and we're thankful that they are here. And we have past presidents and some past interim presidents. So we are thrilled that you are all here and to enjoy this morning, this lovely, lovely day. We are blessed with really good weather this morning, and that's fabulous. I do have a couple things to say, and I just want to tell you some facts. But first, I wanted to start with our theme verse. We choose a theme verse every year, and for those of you who were just at the inauguration, which I think is most of you, you heard Michelle's lovely introduction to the theme verse, and we keep hearing, the faithfulness of God and the new mercies. I was thinking of the steadfast love of the Lord because I love this place dearly. And when I came to work here in 2021 for Rachel Sorsenjuber Miller, who you'll hear from later, I said I have never worked in higher ed. I've never worked in development. I don't really know what that means, but I know that I love Hesston College, and I love talking to people. So why not talk to people about a place I love? And I have loved it. I've loved there have been challenges, yes. So I guess I couldn't say I love every minute of it here, but we have such a community of love here. I love our students. You will hear from some of our lovely, lovely students in a moment today. And I love our faculty, our staff, our partners, our donors, our alumni, and friends all over the country, all over the world. And so I thank you for loving Hesston College enough to be here today. It's very special for us to have you here. We have 25 states represented today, from alumni from 25 different states, and we have 56 classes represented on campus this weekend. We, celebrate on the 10s, so the classes, celebrating their 10 and 20 and 30, et cetera. We actually had one alum from the class of 1945 who is celebrating her 80th anniversary, class reunion. So Marcella couldn't be here today. Yeah, and that's Marcella Diller. Her family is here. She was here yesterday with us celebrating at the Golden Gables luncheon. So 56 classes, that is amazing, and we're just happy to have you all here. So we just have a short program for you. Like I said, we have some students who will share their words and their song, and we have a representative from Everence, and we'll hear from Mark. But I just want to thank you. We had another successful year fundraising, so our annual fund met our goal of $1.4 million. And we also, I'm sorry, I always forget to advance slides. We have about 650 partner households, and so thank you to you who are here, as well as watching at home. We have had an overall giving total of 4.15 million. That was a successful year for that. So we also have, thanks to you all, we have 196 scholarships that were awarded to 168 students. Those endowed scholarships allow students to come to Hesston College who might not be able to come here otherwise. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I would now like to introduce Rachel Swartzenjuber-Miller, my former boss, and who now represents Everence. Everence is our preferred partner, so we have asked her to just say a little bit about that.
Thank you, Lisa, and I just would say that whenever I come back to campus, I feel that love, and so what you're saying is spot on. As she said, I represent Everence Financial, which is a faith-based financial services organization that stretches across the country. We have offices from Florida to Alaska, so whatever state you're from, we can serve you as in your financial journey, integrating faith into that. One of the ways that we specifically serve is through charitable giving tools. So that's kind of a niche for us in really being a vehicle for you to give to the causes and organizations that you care about, one of them being our beloved Hesston College. I say that as an alumni, as a former employee, and this is truly a special place and worthy of your investment. So whether it's through donor advised funds, charitable trusts, we can qualified distributions, we can help you navigate your financial journey with regard to charitable giving. And so we are the preferred partner in charitable giving for Hesston College. So if you are thinking about estate planning or ways that you can give back and leave a legacy, we would love to partner with you in that. If you're thinking about, I've given faithfully over the years, but I'd like to kind of take it up a notch and see what else there might be out there. There's endowed scholarships, there's program endowments, there's so many ways, annual giving, so many ways that we can help Hesston College do even more than it is today through a variety of giving tools. So if you have any interest in learning more, I'd love to meet with you. We have a Everence office just down the road in North Newton. And we can also serve your financial needs in other ways, but specifically with our partnership with Hesston College, charitable giving is really where we would love to be your partner in that. So thank you so much. Thank you, Hesston College.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, I will try not to repeat myself too much. That's going to be maybe a little bit hard to do in a few ways here, but my goal is to give you a little bit of a campus update that hopefully is a little different from what you've heard. The first thing I want to do, though, is thank our partners. The way our model works, students account for the vast majority of our revenue. Students are roughly 80%. The next biggest group we have, which is largely significant to meeting our students' needs, is this program. It's the 1.4 million that Lisa mentioned. That's a little more than 10% of our budget and is a huge part of how we deliver the Hesston experience to our students. So thank you very much for your continued support of Hesston College. We, the last 2 years, have been focused on moving our enrollment up to a level that's more sustainable. And we have more work to do. Our goal would be maybe to get to the mid to high 400s. But in the last 2 years, we've increased our enrollment almost 100 students from just above 300 to just under 400. I like to round up, so I'm just going to say 400. 394 was our number. But this year, so we have 400 students who chose Hesston College. And a lot of work went into bringing those students here, creating activities, some new activities that are bringing students here, and that the last 2 years has been a lot of that work. So I commend the team that has developed new academic programs, has launched new activities. I mean, our esports program is one that some of you have heard of because we actually won a national championship in esports in our first year of existence in that program. We beat, I want to say it was Mount Union College in Ohio, in a game. The beautiful thing about it, I can't help but put a little budget plug in, is we don't have travel expenses. You know, we compete in esports in our dorm, so that really was a good fit in terms of what we do here at Hesston College and the types of students that are coming here. International count this year, we had some headwinds on the international side on the recruitment with visas. Still ended up with 54 international students, represents roughly 14% of our total student population. Those 54 students are from 27 different countries, and that is still a very important and rich part of our experience, and one that we want to continue to nurture in how we recruit and what we do here at Hesston College. So I've always been proud of our international student program and how we do that, and hope that's something that we can continue. Our dorming population, we went from 224 students 2 years ago to 338 this year. So it's a 51% increase on our dorming count, our residential students. And at the heart of who we are, that's, it's a residential college experience, and that's been our focus. How do we get more students here? And in terms of where we're going in the next year, really is digesting some of the things we've done. I mean, we've really, the group has been, and I wasn't part of most all of this, but they've done so much to develop this, this environment and expanding what our offerings are to get us to the point where we could recruit that many more students who want to come and live here and stay in our dorms, and I give them a lot of credit for that. So now we have to digest that. So we've added the new academic programs. We've shifted from the NJCAA, that's where the two-year schools would compete with other with community colleges, to now being somewhere that we fit a little bit better, which is with the NAIA, that's the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. So in that regard, we look very similar to most of our four-year schools around us, Bethel, Tabor, McPherson, where we'll compete with four-year schools. And that's going to be a challenge, in that we're going to be doing that with first and second year students and competing against schools with juniors and seniors on the roster. So we recognize that we're bringing in students and asking them to be part of something new. Their program is going to be a new thing, and how we compete and who we compete against is all new territory for us. So we're excited about that, and I'm excited that our students are coming to experience that with us. One bigger thing I wanted to comment on in terms of an update is that as I've talked to people, I've realized that the perception of the public is that we've moved pretty fast from being predominantly a two-year school to now an identity as a four-year school. And for many that don't maybe relate to us as often or get on campus as often, it's felt like that happened very abruptly. And I've heard some of the questions like, wow, I didn't know, that was coming. I thought I'd give a little more context, a little bit more history on that, because that shift from 2 to 4 has really been in motion for the better part of 10 or 12 years. It was in 2015 that we launched our first bachelor's degree. That was 2 presidents ago. That was when Howard was here that the BSN was launched, and then aviation came. It was started during Howard's time, and then came in when Joe was the president. So those 2 programs were really responding to needs in the market. The market was saying, we want pilots and nurses, trained with 4-year degrees. So we moved our 2-year programs to 4-year programs. And then we said, well, we should launch maybe a couple more, but still under this guise of, we're going to be a 2-year school with select 4-year programs. And we thought that will work fine in this hybrid model, where we can kind of be true to our 2-year identity, but just pick and choose this program, and this program that we want to have as 4-year programs that we can do really well. The headwinds with students obtaining college credit while they're in high school just continued to grow, and I think over time it became more and more clear that while we really cherished that 2-year experience and didn't want to let that go in the form it was in, for the future of Hesston College, we had to make that shift. The opportunity was around the four-year programs. So now, where we are now, I would say we're going to focus on the four-year programs. We have 8 that are out there now, 8 bachelor's degrees. However, we're going to build off of what we did best for over 100 years, which was the 2-year Hesston experience. I want to reassure people that it's not a take the 2-year experience, discard it, and bring in this new 4-year thing. It's let's take the 2-year and build 2 more years on top of that. And back to digesting what we've done, we have to get good at keeping students. We can recruit them, but keeping students here for their 3rd and 4th year. And that's a lot of kind of the strategic execution that we'll be focused on, is looking at that retention model through a new lens of creating that environment that not just 1st and 2nd year students want to stay with, but our 3rd and 4th year do as well. And that's a lot of what we'll be doing this year. But did want to note that in terms of how we plan to build off of that model. And the other thing, we'll still be offering associate's degrees. That was one question that came up. I don't know exactly what this will look like in 5 years, but right now we know there will be students who come here and plan to transfer still. Maybe you call that the traditional Hesston experience. They can get their associate's degree, they can transfer. We still want that to happen, and we'll do our best to provide that opportunity. We'll also have students who get their associate's degree who then stay and get their bachelor's degree. It's an extra degree, an extra credential, and something that certainly doesn't hurt them on their resume to have that. So when you think about our commencements, I would anticipate, at least as far as we can see into the future, that you're going to have a mix of 2-year and 4-year degrees still as part of that. And I see that as a very positive thing in terms of what we're able to do. So what do the next 2 years look like beyond that? Financially speaking, our largest challenge is the budget itself. We're really in decent shape otherwise, but we have to right-size our operating budget, and that's a big focus we have in the next 2 years. So we'll be investing in growth and trying to be stewards of our expenses at the same time, and that's not always the easiest thing to do, but that's the work we have in front of us, and we can do it. Expect more academic partnerships. I was telling some of our past presidents that were in the nursing building that today we have students transferring to Hesston from other 4-year schools. So it's kind of neat that they may recruit a student that comes to their school for 2 years and then says, well, I came in with this health science focus, but I want to go into the nursing program, and they can transfer to Hesston College, or in some cases these are formal partnerships where they'll actually stay at the other school but come through our nursing program and kind of have dual degree paths. And these are things Hesston wasn't really dreaming of 10 years ago, but now are a reality with what we're able to do in our 4-year programs. So I'm excited about that. In addition to that, we'll be certainly focused on retention, our athletic integration. Moving from the 2-year to 4-year model in athletics brings quite a bit of opportunity, and we're going to focus on that heavily this year. That sort of cultural work within a program doesn't happen on its own, so we want to be very intentional about how we bring athletics and academics together in our 4-year model. Obviously, we have a science building to put back together. That's something we're going to be doing this year, is getting Charles Hall put back together. And then at some point, we'll have additional campus needs. We're not ready to announce or launch any kind of new campaign today, but we need to get ourselves at that point where we're stable and we can move on to the next thing with a new capital campaign, which we plan to do. So as you can hear, we have plenty of things that we're going to need help with, and plenty of things that we're excited about as we move forward. So thank you all for your support. Thank you for allowing us this privilege to serve our students here at Hesston College, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this program. Thanks.
And I am a freshman year theater scholar majoring in theater performance.
My name is Angel Sinnott. I'm also a theater scholar, and I'm majoring in business management.
And I will be singing Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas. You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a
Hello, my name is Kiana, and I want to begin by saying thank you so much for welcoming me here today and the incredible generosity that makes scholarship like mine possible. I was born and raised in Tokyo, Japan, and my mom is originally from Peru. This year, I'm majoring in general studies, and I've always loved expressing myself through arts, crafts, and music. Coming to Hesston has been an exciting new chapter in my life, and I am looking forward to learning, growing, and discovering what comes next. Hesston College is also a very special place for my family. Both of my parents graduated and studied here, so being here feels like I'm creating a new legacy in my own way. When I first learned about Dawn and Barbara Rivers' years of service in Japan, it touched me deeply. Japan is a country where I spent most of my life and made a lot of memories. And knowing they dedicated their lives to connecting with people, that makes this scholarship feel even more grateful and meaningful. The example inspires me to pursue my own future in the same heart of service in cross-country connection, cultural connection. So far, I am really enjoying my experience here at Hesston College. I made new friends who are like my family. So whenever I'm together, I feel warm and grateful having them as my friends. They help me whenever I need help and make me laugh. All of my professors have been kind, supportive, and helpful throughout my process of getting used to a new place and environment, and also new experiences too. So far, I have not experienced homesickness, and I believe that is because of all of these people who has been supportive and welcoming warmly. I am truly thankful for all of these amazing people who I am surrounded by. Your generosity allowed me to focus on my studies without worrying about my finances. I am truly grateful, and I hope to honor your support by working hard and one day helping others the same way you have helped me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart in believing students like me and investing in our futures. Thank you.
Hello, I'm going to be singing Redemption Song by Bob Marley. Old pirates, yes, they robbed I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, all I ever had, redemption songs, songs of freedom, songs of freedom. Thank you.
And it's an honor to be with you all this morning. The poem I'm going to read is called Matching. I wrote it last year for the Acuity Writing Contest as sort of a challenge to myself after reflecting on Colossians 3:12 through 14, which says, "Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with one another and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. And over all of these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity." So this is my poem called Matching. Stripes paired with polka dots, gossip followed by service projects, heels worn with sweatpants, I love you followed by the reverberation of heavy shouts. The clothing seems off, doesn't it? As though somehow stripes and polka dots are an abomination and heels worn with sweatpants are a shock, yet the gossip, empty deeds, and fake words don't faze us. We match our shirts to our shoes, but not our words to our actions. The amount of care put into what we say, mirroring what we do, is infinitesimal compared to the amount of time spent looking at our own reflection. The true beauty we should desire often pales next to the beauty of the world. Yet we are called higher still. Love is a brand. Wear it consistently, wear it with humility, and make sure that what you put on is greater than what you've taken off. Thank you.
Thank you, students. That's just a taste of what our students can do here, and we love them, as I said. So thank you so much, Ray, Angel, Angel, and Kiana, and Jocelyn. We have one more student for you who we've asked to pray, but first I just have a couple of instructions for you, and I did want to introduce our administrative council. We have Michael Smalley, our Vice President of Student Life, and we have Grant Myers, our VP of Enrollment, and Ross Peterson-Veach, VP of Academics, and Joan Griffin, Academic Dean. There you are. Couldn't find you, Joan. And so just when we go over to lunch, you know, if you have questions, that's our team. So we welcome you to talk with them as well. I also wanted to remind you, you should have had a ticket in your packet that we will just walk right over across the hall to the community center for lunch. And please give the ticket. We just need to count for our caterer. And then I have one more thing, because if you were at the inauguration, you might have heard mentioned something about a special shirt that we made for Mark. So just in case you weren't a part of the parade on Wednesday, or if we might be, you might see them at the family festival tonight, but just in case, I just wanted to share with you. This is the shirt. If you look closely, there's Clark the Lark is our mascot, and then our dear president's face is plastered all over this shirt. So just want to make sure everyone got a chance to see it. And now we'll have Madison, who was crowned our very first homecoming queen last night.
Hello, everyone. My name is Madison Jarvis. I'm a sophomore from St. Francisville, Louisiana, studying in sports management. Today, I'll be saying our lunch prayer. May we bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we want to say thank you for giving us this opportunity to gather here on such a special occasion. Gracious God, we come before you with grateful hearts, giving thanks for the blessings you have bestowed upon us. We are grateful for the gift of life, for love and support of our families, friends, communities, and donors. We thank you for all the donors who traveled near and far to support the students at Hesston College. As we gather here today to enjoy this meal, we ask that you bless the food we are about to receive. We ask that you bless the hands that prepared it, and that this food will bring us strength and nourishment for our bodies. May it bring us together in love, peace, and happiness, and may it serve as a symbol of your love and grace. Bless those who have little to eat and provide for their every need, and give us traveling grace. In your holy name we pray, amen and thank you.